Hello and welcome. My name is Bhrigu and this is the video about box.com. The way I'm going to do this video is firstly I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is box.com. Then we're going to look at a particular feature of box.com and then move on to the actual interface that it provides its users and how it works, right? So let's begin by understanding what is box.com. Right? Box.com is a cloud content management and file sharing services for businesses. That means that when big companies collaborate on various projects, they need their files to be at a particular place and they need large amounts of storage. And hence they look for providers of cloud where they can have a good uptime of their service, as well as security to the data and also availability of the data whenever they want from wherever they want without spending too much money. And that is where cloud content management systems come into play. And box.com is one of the greatest cloud management systems that is out there, right? So this is their website. If I scroll through, you can see that they're advertising that it's the easiest way to get everybody to work together. They are tight on security, on data residency, and comply with all the necessary compliances that need to be followed. They have like Box APIs and SDKs that is not uncommon for like big cloud service providers, and also like they work with like a lot of apps. For example, Symantec, parent company for Norton. Slack is another team collaboration tool. IBM is a big company anyway. G Suite is the Google Suite, and then Office 365 is obviously Microsoft's Office version, right? So they work with all these, and there are integrations that are possible with all these companies, right? So let's move on to a particular case. Let's look at the security feature, which can be found on their website when you go to features and then underneath go to security, and we land over here at the security page, right? So let us see what they're advertising and what are their security features firstly. Right, so the first thing they say that you have visibility and control over your data. That means that you have an IT admin control panel on which you can have your data always visible to you and control the data of who gets access to your data and where does the data go. And you can also govern your corporate data with minimizing the risk of data loss, and that is something that they are advertising on their platform, right? So also they have certain legal things that they advertise over here, that you learn how Box helps your legal holds apply security classifications, which is something you can obviously get into and discuss more if you're trying to buy a good like contract or like settle on a good SLA with the cloud provider, which is something that you need. And visibility and control of your data is something that I think big companies would definitely require. So the next thing they advertise is their compliance to various standards. As we see, like a lot of standards apply in terms of security. Something like ISO 27001, ISO 27018, all these are different standards that are applied, and they say that they're applicable to their platform as well. And they have like in-region data store capabilities, like wherever you are, and you can like with this compliance you can always get your data back, and this ensures that there's standardization of service at least on the cloud, and you don't have to worry about this. All these companies are taking care that they're complying with the promises that they have made. And they also say that they are big on privacy, and they say that they're certified under the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, like cross-border rules privacy. And this is something that is important, right? Because the cloud data does not deal with only where you're located. For example, you may be located as I am in India or probably in the US or EU, and they can have servers everywhere. So you need to have cross-border privacy rules clearly set out, and what happens in case of privacy is breached, and everything that is to do with it has to be a part of the SLA, right? And they provide you with a cost-effective independent encryption like control. That is a proprietary software that they say is Box KeySafe, which makes it easy for you to secure your sensitive data on the cloud. That means that they reassure their clients that their data will be safe in their hands. The next thing they brag about is availability on their side, and they say that they have reliable power sources and backup mechanisms that offer up to 99.9% SLAs and redundancy. That means the data is always available when you need it, because large companies might need data at any time, and not getting access to the data can be potentially disastrous to their organization, and hence availability of data is a big thing. So they can have since Box has a secure, resilient and highly available service which can be scaled at any point of time, it will be extremely beneficial for people who sign up for their service. Okay, The next thing they have, or the last thing on the side under security, as you can see, is security partnerships, right? So they say that they're not doing security in-house as well, but they've also collaborated with people and third-party companies that specialize in terms of security to provide absolutely like guaranteed to their customer that their data won't go anywhere. And they have, as you can see over here, they have event management and analytics, as well as specific solutions for e-discovery, mobile security, data loss prevention, to ensure that the data of the client doesn't go away. Box.com is a very big cloud-based provider, and that means that they do follow through on the promises that they make. That is why people trust them on the promises that they make and continue to get SLAs associated with them. And we certainly do think like they keep up with all these features that they're advertising on their website over here. So what I've done, I've created an account on Box.com, like a temporary account, or I've just set up to explore what Box was doing and how it was functioning, and I've created that account on Box.com, and I'm going to show you how that account looks like, or what the user panel in such an account looks like, and we're going to explore a bit of that in this presentation. Right, so here's my Box account, and I have made money, and this is obviously the things that they tell you to do when you first sign up to get a hang of what you're actually doing with the site, right? So the first thing was that I've signed into the Box, and they want me to store a file. So let's go ahead and do that, right? They tell me that I need to upload a file from here, so I click Files. It pops up a window that tells me to upload what I want. Okay, so let's see that I'll upload the cloud final project report that I have to submit tomorrow at like on their server, and let's see where it comes. So as you can see, it's pretty fast, and it's uploaded over here, right? And I've also uploaded this video on Box.com before sharing it to make sure that how the sharing feature works, right? So here it's a nice clean drawer, right? It shows you the recent files. It'll tell me what recent note I saved, when did I view it, and what is the size of this file, which is important because obviously you pay by space, and you need to manage what things you put on the cloud and what you don't. That is completely up to the company itself, right? You can also have a list of favorite documents. As I'm just new to this, I don't have it, but for example, frequently used documents or documents that are important or company bylaws can be certain things that can be classified as favorites because they'll be used again and again in these things, right? So you can have favorites over here. Then what you can have, like what other big companies also provide, such as Dropbox and everything, is that you have synchronization from your desktop as well. What does this mean? This means that if I can set up a folder on my desktop, and every time I make a modification to it, firstly it's backed up on the cloud to ensure that other people also have the same version of what I am working on, and I can collaborate with others, which collaboration is something we'll see later. But secondly, that the most common form, or the newest form of the data is available on the cloud, and it synchronizes automatically. That means that every time I make a change to my report that I just uploaded previously, I need not upload it again and again. What it does, if I synchronize it to the folder, then it does it for me, right? Obviously you can delete your data, and that can be sent to trash, right? And then you have to contact the user services about what is the policy on trash, or whether you can retrieve data from trash, until what point of time. Again, these are things that are decided by the company. Alright, the fun part here is that you can also read messages and notifications over here, right? And when you're collaborating with a big team, you can have messages coming in from various other people, and you can have a conversation or a semi-conversation on the Box platform itself, which can act as a mini network where you have professionals collaborating with each other on probably profiles or projects and everything when sharing files at one common platform, and that is what Box enables you to do. But the last thing here on this column is collaborators, right? For example, I have no collaborators as of this moment, but I can add people to my contacts and make sure that they can edit or see particular data that I want them to see. For example, if I want to share only one document with them, they'll only be able to see that one document on my Box account, but they can't see other documents because I have to hide certain documents. And that is what Box enables you to do. It enables you to selectively give control of certain documents to the other person while abstracting other documents from them. Alright, another interesting part is that you can actually save your own notes for your own reference later, and which is known as Box notes, right? And this is an untitled note that I was working on, which has nothing right now. And let me say this is a good presentation. Okay, this is a good presentation right? And this then saves changes automatically and moves on, and then logs when the changes were made. And if I sort it again, right, so it tells you that the last change was made 0 minutes by me. I can also have collaboration on notes with other people. I can also have new sorts of notes, like categorize them by folder, so that I can have a collaboration on a team. For example, if I'm preparing a project report, my project partner can come over here and make his changes to make sure that we have the same common conception of the report that we have, right? So this is just a basic overview of the Box platform, but Box is not limited to a single user or a particular user. Box is applicable for big companies as well. And now, like, let's go to their upgrade section, and if I click this, I reach their upgrade section. So they ask me to choose a plan, and this asks me to select add-ons and this complete this upgrade, right? So my current plan is an individual plan, which is free of cost, and I don't need it, right? Let's look at some other plans, right? There are other plans include like Personal Pro, which gives you 100 GB of secure storage, 5 GB max file size, mobile sync and share capabilities. That means that you can store and synchronize through your mobile devices and other devices as well, which costs you around 785 rupees per month, right? Which can be expensive, but if you are a person who deals with large amounts of data, this can be actually very beneficial for you, because they'll give you space, 100 GB of storage space, which is much cheaper than any hard drive that you can buy to store that amount of data, right? The starter pack is 410 rupees a month per user per month. That is to say that if you are a small, say, startup or a business organization, you can like have file sharing and collaboration for small teams. So the teams can comprise of 3 to 10 people, 100 GB of storage, 2 GB is max file size. You have mobile synchronization, sharing capabilities. Microsoft Office 365 integration is built in within the platform. They have Box for Google Docs. They have document encryption, something that you want. Obviously, you have granular permissions, user management, and like the content API, right? Okay. The most popular plan that they suggest is the business plan, which is 1.2K per person per month approximately, and they have minimum 3 users. They have unlimited storage. That means that, for example, if you're a big company and you do not have control over your data and you don't want to pay per GB, you can choose this plan when you have unlimited storage on you. And also they give you like a lot of benefits with this. They give you custom branding, they give you mobile security controls, and they actually work with you and have data loss prevention and like actually work with you on this. This can be good for businesses or big companies if they want to collaborate on such a platform. And the last plan is the Business Plus plan, which is the most expensive plan, but they give you advanced administrative controls and external sharing controls with this. For example, if your company works with a lot of other companies and they want to have like external collaborations with these companies, this might be the plan for you. So you have obviously like all the features that were there in the previous ones, but the new things that you have is admin and help desk role delegation. That means that, for example, in project management tools like Jira, you have a help desk. You can have set up the same thing here. You can have a metadata. You can have a content manager who deals with contents. This is ideal for extremely big organizations that can span like countries or continents, and they can select this plan. And for them, even this is quite cheap, as like you cannot have a software that is cheaper than this for at least like cloud saving or like saving on the cloud as well as collaborating on it. Some of the rivals that are like Altician's Confluence. You also have like Dropbox as a rival, and like I think Box comes out fairly good in comparison to those, right? So this will be the end of my presentation. I hope that I could give you a brief overview about Box and its features, and I hope that like you learned something, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you.